I think Jones is the GOAT. Jones is definitely the GOAT. Um, there's no denying that. Jones is the GOAT, and I've said it before, and I always say this. Sometimes I like to say Khabib. Sometimes I like to say GSP, but I really mean Jones. Jones is definitely the GOAT because he's done so much in the sport. But is he really number one pound for pound right now, though? I don't know. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Pound for Pound House. So, John Bones Jones or Islam Makhachev? Who is the number one pound for pound? There's still a lot going on where people are like, hey, you know, Jones is still the pound for pound number one fighter. Or, and some people are saying Islam. But who actually is? When we break it down, who really is the pound for pound, right? So in my opinion, I think it's this guy. Yep, Islam Makhachev. Now hear me out. I want to talk about why he is and why he should be at that number one spot. So in the last year span, since his last fight at least, I want to talk from his fight, dating his fight, which was October 21st. He had fought 3 times in that year. Okay? So he fought Oliveira. He won that fight, obviously. Very, very dominant fight. Arm triangle choke. Took him out. Then he fought Volkanovski, who was super dangerous. I don't know, but a lot of people say all this crap about like, hey, Volk is a 145er or whatever it is. But I can bet if you put Volk against majority of 155, he's putting him out. I mean, I bet on that easily. I would bet on that he would take out majority of the 155ers because he's that damn good. Volk is really that damn good. It just happened to be that Islam was just got the better of him and was just a little bit better, right? And also happens to be the most dominant fighter in the division himself, right? But aside from Islam, Volk takes out pretty much everybody else. All right. So he's fought Volk, which was a close fight, very, very close fight. We could talk about that fight on another video maybe, but yeah, close fight, and he won that, and then he comes back, and which was supposed to fight Charles Oliveira. In a last minute switch, Volk jumped in, took the fight on a 12-day notice. And everybody was like, oh, so a lot of people were discrediting him because they're like, oh, you're fighting some guy on 12-day notice. So that doesn't really count. And honestly, that's not fair to say. Because Volk took the fight on 12 days, but Islam also took the fight on 12 days. All right. So regardless of what whoever wants to say shit, it doesn't matter. They both took the fight on 12 days. He didn't have to fight Volk. He could have said, F it. I don't want to fight Volk. I'll fight Gamrot. Whatever. Because he was already there, He was the backup. But no. He said, I'll take Volk. And he got it done very, very convincingly. So, with that being said, I mean, in the last year, he's fought 3 times, and he's won all 3 fights, all 3 title fights. And now when you jump over to Jones, he's fought March 4th, 2023 against Cyril Gane, which he also won very convincingly. But before that, he fought February 8, 2020 against the light heavyweight. So, honestly, the pound for pound stat is based on your more recent performances and your more recent fights. You know, to say that John Jones is above Islam in that sense is crazy. It's like blows my fucking mind. Like, how can you even say that? You know, that doesn't make sense. Now, John Jones is the GOAT, though, right? He is the GOAT, not denying that. He's 100% the GOAT. Can't take that away from the guy, but the reality is he's not the number one pound for pound. And you know what? Now, like, looking back at his stats, since I'm on his stats, Dominic Reyes was the closest fight. That fight, you could argue that, you know, he did lose. And I would say a lot of people, there's a lot of people that think he did lose that. So, and you know, and even his the Thiago Santos fight, was that split decision? It was pretty close too. I mean, yeah, he's fought once in 3 years. His last fight was supposed to happen in Madison Square Garden, 295. Missed. He got injured, missed the fight, didn't work out. So, you know, they removed him off the number one pound for pound spot. They gave it to Islam Makhachev rightfully. Rightfully, they gave it to him. He deserves it. And you know what? That's really that. I would like to see somebody argue that. I mean, there's no arguing that. He, you know, and he's not going to come back and fight Tom Aspinall. That's not going to happen. I really doubt it. And if it does, shit, I'm super surprised, but it's not going to. He's coming back for Stipe. We all know this, and that's probably going to be his last fight. And good for him, you know? If that's his last fight, then oh well, that's cool. And if he wins it, guess what? He rides off in the sunset as a champ. And as arguably the best fighter to ever do it. Simple. And like I said, good for him. But when it comes back to that number one pound for pound, Islam's got it, man. Nobody's taking away from him. Even if Volk wins this next fight coming up with Ilya, even if Leon wins, which Leon, we're not even talking about him right now, but if John Jones comes back sooner than later, and you know he wins, he fights Stipe, you know, takes out Stipe convincingly, then sure, give him his number one pound for pound back, and then eventually he'll fade away on that from there too, and then he'll be back to Makhachev anyway. So I mean, when it comes back down to it, honestly, it's just really, there should be no argument to it. I heard a lot of people on Twitter, I heard a lot of people Instagram say that, you know, Bones should still keep it. So, but there's really not much of an argument there for anybody to make. Let me know if you guys agree. I would hope, or I would assume that a lot of you agree with me on this. But if you don't, let me know why. Give me some good reasons. Like, you know, don't just throw out some random shit and what he's done over his whole fight career. We all know what he's done over the fight career, and he's amazing for it. And that's why he's the GOAT. But really, like, give me a good reason why he should be at the pound for pound number one right now. probably not gonna be able to find one. Let's be honest. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we see him in action soon. Hopefully he gets better quick. Would definitely love to see him back at heavyweight and see a little bit more than we saw last time, especially with Cyril Gane being a quick matchup. I would like to see a little bit more from John Jones. I'd like to see some of his striking, his movement, see if he still got some speed. 3 years off, it's going to be a lot of ring rust. He's also, coming back from an injury at this point now, and he's older. So that also has a big effect. I mean, he's going to be dealing with all of those things, I mean, still, he's the man, right? But yeah, give me your thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Islam Makhachev is the guy. He is definitely number one pound for pound. And I don't see anybody taking it from him. See you guys in the next one. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video. Also, if you're enjoying the content, please consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you can see all the new videos I upload.